celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month. Today we will be unveiling an original oil painting from our organization, the Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants Society. And we are pleased that you are here with us today. Thank you. My name is Donna De Leon, and I am the founder and co-founder and president of the Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants Society. We have been in operation since 2012. Today we are coming here together to celebrate our great ancestor, Jose Miguel Arciniega, who has been given the title by the Texas Historical Commission as a maker of Texas. Jose Miguel Arciniega had served under 4 governments in Spanish Texas, Mexico Texas, and Republic of Texas and United States. He had served 36 years to service to the state of Texas because he loved Texas. He lived and died by Texas, for the people, for liberty, for justice, and for freedom. He followed his father's footsteps, Jose Gregorio Arciniega, who was a Spanish American Patriot before they came here in 1803. He paid his donativo to the King Carlos III, who financed the 13 American colonies winning their independence against Great Britain. Today I want to take time out to give the acknowledgments of appreciations to the Alamo before we do the unveiling. Today I would like to thank the JMADS members as well, who have been loyal and supportive since 2012, who have always followed us everywhere we went, all across the nation. Our nation is a nationwide, our Society of Descendants is a nationwide organization. We have descendants from all different states throughout the United States. And we are proud and honored that we have our ancestor, not only as Jose Miguel Arciniega, Jose Gregorio Arciniega, and his brother, Florentine Felipe Arciniega, who all lived in the Alamo. From 1803 to 1811, when King Carlos III gave him his land here in downtown San Antonio. From then, Jose Miguel Arciniega had become 18 positions he held: governmental, political, he was a merchant, he was a career military man from the Alamo de Parras. This painting that I had created through my research is not only representing Jose Miguel Arciniega, who was the maker of Texas, but it's also in commemorating in memory of all the Alamo, the 100 mounted Lancers who came in 1803. This is the first oil painting that has been accepted by the Alamo, by the state of Texas. This is a great accomplishment, and I want to thank the state of Texas and its agency, the Texas Land Grant Office, who in part is the Alamo. I would like to thank Christy Nichols. She is the Director of Archaeology, Collections, and Historical Research. She has been very instrumental in getting this donation done expediently with Ms. Kia Dorman, who is the registrar for the Alamo. There she is in the back. Thank you. And our first point of contact was to Ernesto Rodriguez back there, who is the curator for the Alamo. At this time, we'll be doing the unveiling. I'll ask David Baston to please come forward and help me with the unveiling. In celebration In celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month, I am unveiling and honored to present to the public, to the Alamo de Parras, the second flying company of San Carlos de Parras. This portrait was painted in 2016, and it's taken 5 years to get in its rightful place here in the Alamo. Our artist is David Baston. He is the artist of all the age progression. He created Jose Miguel Arciniega, his image, since there was not an image of him found ever in the past 150 years. So JMADS, we have came up with the original idea, to get the facial features of the descendants as photos. And David got the pictures together and comprised an image. And we made an image and an age progression where one of the portraits was hanging in the state capitol legislative reference library, because Jose Miguel Arciniega, with the research, have been proven that he was indeed a legislator and wrote many Texas laws. He is also in the Marriott Plaza Hotel, where he is depicted at 26 years old as a secret agent for King Carlos III for the royal Presidio. We also have him in the town of Bastrop, which is the Bastrop Museum, where Jose Miguel Arciniega was the founder. He was the one who created Bastrop. He was, according to the colonization laws of 1823 and 1825, the land commissioners had the authority to create cities and towns. And my grandfather's neighbor was the Baron of Bastrop and his dear friend, and he named the town after him. There's also a painting hanging in Metter Elementary School, where it is one of the other portraits of the Alcalde portrait that we hope in the near future to hang up on the wall of mirrors here. And we also have a portrait at the college that David had retired from in the Special Collections Research Center as judge. He was a Supreme Court judge in the Republic of Texas, and he was a probate judge. At this time, I'd like David to say, David created all these, or painted all these paintings for us, all these original paintings for us, for JMADS, exclusively for JMADS. He's really done a great work, and I'd like all of you to give an applause to our artist.
I'm very honored to be part of this organization. This will tie my family with your family forever. And you can't top being in the capital and the Alamo in Texas. It's an extreme honor for me to be here. And I'm, a lot of the idea and the research is from Donna. She is the one who gave me the research and critiqued each and every prototype. I mean, we went through a lot of work before we came up with the image. It wasn't just something out of my imagination. This took a lot of work through Donna, through written word and from your family's photos, and to come up with this person that we feel that represents your relatives. I mean, I look at you all and I can see your faces. And that's about all I have to say.
Thank you.
Donna. So the uniform that they have on, you research that?
Yes. It is according to the Royal Presidio regulations of 1772 that King Carlos had written. Here we have on the right is Jose Gregorio Arciniega. He is Miguel's father. He was a Spanish American patriot. I found his military records that showed, that gave the description. It said that he had blue eyes, black hair, and a strawberry birthmark on his nose, and he was beardless. So he had no facial hair. He was only 5'1". Now people might ask, what is a second flying company of San Carlos de Parras? It was called a Compañía Volante, meaning that they ran on their horses, and they mounted their horses. And when the Indians came and raided the convoy, before it went into so that it wouldn't reach the interior, that they would run with their lances and chase them. And they would chase them into the Sierras, which were the deserts, and the Desperado, where they would leave them at bay so that they would starve or so that they would be die of thirst, or they would capture them. These men, when they came in 1803, they were seasoned, skilled veterans, mounted lancers. They became the settlers. They became the protectors of San Antonio, the protectors of Alamo, the protectors of Texas. They secured the borders in case of Anglo invasion at that time, because in 1803, Napoleon Bonaparte had sold Louisiana to the United States. And the United States wanted to take the border all the way to the Rio Grande and take the ports. And King Carlos was not in agreement with that. So he sent our ancestors, the Second Flying Company, to San Antonio. And they became merchants, and they became ranchers. And the people loved them because they were their protectors. And it was called El Alamo because their garrison was named. In the law, it said that they were to wear the white belts with the name of their garrison on it. And they were called the Alamo de Parras, in which the Alamo had gotten his name. This is Gregorio, as I said, a Spanish American patriot. I found where he paid his donativo. On the left is my uncle Florentine Felipe Arciniega, who is Gregorio's younger brother. And again, I found his military record, and that is the way he looked. He was dark-skinned, dark-haired, had a mustache and a scar on his right hand. This is the Arciniega trio. In front, I would like you to see that this is Captain Jose Miguel de Arciniega.
Somebody called me. Buenos días. Buenos días. Ay, míralos. Mis nietos. Buenos días a todos. You called me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Y bienvenidos. Me llamo Jose Miguel de Arciniega. ¿Reconocen el nombre, no?
Sí.
You know the name?
Yes.
I speak English too. Más o menos. Digo, más que más menos. ¿Ok? Claro que hablo español. Et aussi, je parle assez bien le français. And on Sunday, a little Latin. Also, the dialects of the native peoples. Comanche, Apache, Gado Jaracho mean real chief. Bueno, Comanche también. Daguadoa, Jose Miguel. You know what that means? My name, Jose Miguel, in Cherokee.
This facility assists me greatly in my responsibilities to the governments and my country. I served this state 36 years through the governments of Spain, Mexico, the Republic of Texas, and the United States of America. Because no matter what government, I remain loyal in servicio to the people and the país of Texas. Excuse me. I was born in 1793, and once you pass 200, the memory gets forced. I was asked to speak. I will speak very briefly to you, specifically about my experiences here at El Alamo. Okay? I was born in Abril 20, in a beautiful place that was known at the time as Santa Rosa in Coahuila, Mexico. Well, in those days, Mexico was still a viceroyalty of New Spain, which included what is now Cuba, Puerto Rico, Central America hasta Costa Rica, the Philippines, and the southwestern United States, where we stand today, or sit. I am so grateful to be here today to share these memories with you. My father, Don Gregorio, and his brothers were in the world famous King's Regiment of Mounted Lancers called La Segunda Compañía Volante de Alamo de Parras. In English is the Second Flying Company of Alamo de Parras. I like it better in Spanish, but anyway. The king was worried about the Americans who had just purchased Louisiana. So, Alamo de Parras Company was a company of a regiment of 100 mounted lancers charged with the protection of the king's territories in the New World. En abril 1803, in April 1803, when I was still 9-year-old, this company was dispatched from Coahuila to join the Presidio in San Antonio de Béjar. Gracias. Gracias, mi nieto. San Antonio de Béjar. You know, they had the option, the soldiers, to bring their families or to leave them behind. And my father, well, because of my mother, Doña Josefa, for my father there was no such option. We were coming along. So we came. Imagine, as we came into San Antonio de Béjar, 100 soldiers and 100 members of their families. The commander, Francisco Armangual, was less than satisfied with the accommodations at the barracks at the Plaza de Armas. So he ordered everybody across the river into the partially abandoned mission that was known as San Antonio de Valero. This community established itself for many years. I was there from 9 until I was 15, 16-year-old. And because of this occupation, as early as 1807, the buildings were being called El Alamo. That's why we are calling this place this today. One served the other. The company was proud to have that name and was proud to serve the community in which we are right now. I'm grateful to have been asked to share these reminiscences. I am especially grateful to all of you, my grandnietos, all of you who keep our names alive, keep talking about us, mentioning our names. I cannot tell you how important it is for all of us that you do so. Especially grateful today for this great honor, and the artist David Descendants, who has painted me a few times. Pretty good job. Also, the two organizations to which I owe a lot today. We all do. Of course, gracias al Alamo Trust, those very pleasant people we've already met. Thank you so much for this. Y gracias a Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants Society, also known as JMADS. I like the name personally. Mention must be made, led by la Presidente, mi gran nieta, la Donna De Leon, who works so hard for our cause. But every single one of you who do, we are grateful to you and so happy, so happy. You know, there is a designation which matters a lot. Maybe you've heard it. Makers of Texas. Maker of Texas. What is that? You know what that is? That is someone or someones who made this great land. We know some. Crockett, Bowie, Houston. We know them. And they deserve that name. But there are others. Don't you forget. There are others, not so well known. Names may be a little hard to pronounce, right? Navarro, Ruiz, Seguín, Delgado, and Arciniega. I thank you for that, saying my name, because it's not me, it's all of us. And it's all of you. God bless you all, mis nietos queridos. I wanted to say a few words, if I may, and I am please sit, but thank you so much for that. I just want to say a few words, very few, I promise. I let them talk. This is an honor for me to be before you. I've been before some of you several times as Jose Miguel. We got featured. Talk about perfect timing. We got featured in the Cream magazine that is out literally right now. that's at your desk. Please take a magazine with you. I wrote the story about being Jose Miguel de Arciniega, and why that's so important, not for him per se, but it is for what he stands for, and the inroads that we are making right now that we must continue to grab hold of. And events like this that the Alamo Trust has made possible, and certainly made possible by Donna, JMADS, and David, they are immeasurable in their impact. And I am delighted to be a part of it. God bless all of you for being here. I'm stunned. This is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Donna, for being here.
One last comment. Joe?
Yes.
Could you please come here for a
Yes.
second? This is Joe Arciniega. He's a descendant and a JMADS member for many years, a strong supporter and love between the both of us and David Baston and all of the members in our society and even non-members who support us. And we thank you. We want to thank the Tulip Costume Company, who are also Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants that live in Tennessee. They are the ones that professionally made the Alamo de Parras for their great-great-great-grandfather, Jose Miguel Arciniega, and I would like to give credit to them.
Absolutely. It's legit. There isn't a zipper anywhere. It's all buttons. Not easy to get in or out of.
Yeah. Thank you.
No Velcro.
Summer Cole and Savannah Cole were the makers, great-great-granddaughters of Jose Miguel Arciniega and Gregorio. And in closing, we would like to present the deed of gift to the Alamo, to the registrar, to the director of collections and archaeology, and also to the curator, Mr. Rodriguez, Ms. Kia Dorman, and Ms. Christy Nichols. I am proudly going to sign the deed of gift and give as a donation to the state of Texas and to the Alamo de Parras, the first painting of its kind to enter into the Alamo. And I thank you for accepting this donation on behalf of the Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants Society. Thank you.
Thank you.
As I'm signing this, I would like to thank everybody and Ms. Donna De Leon for making this happen. We do appreciate this, and we're extremely honored to add this to our collection.
Thank you. And this is the closing of our ceremony. Be well and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.